Hi, and welcome back to the channel, guys. We are continuing The Legend of Korra. This is Book 1, Chapter 11, titled Skeletons in the Closet. And oh my, shit has hit the fan now. Amon, his plans is like they're just in full motion, taking over Republic City, lost all the council members except for Tenzin. But, or I should say before we get into the good news, Lin. That was like, that was really tough to watch. Her losing her bending, Amon just taking it away. So it's, that she did get the chance to really be a badass or show us what kind of a badass she really is and trying to take down the airships and protecting the last airbenders, which, very important. But to the rescue comes Iroh, the grandson of Zuko. Sorry, not the son of Zuko. Just got a little bit excited there and didn't really think of like how many years it's been. But yeah, it makes more sense that it's the grandson of Zuko. And yeah, once again, named Iroh, and with the same voice actor as Zuko, even Dante Bosco, something. Yeah. So that's really interesting. And these last two episodes, chapters, man, there's a lot is gonna have to go down if they're gonna end the storyline here at the end of the season, and then there's gonna be something completely new in the next one. But yeah, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's jump into the episode if you're ready. Yes, all right. And you can, of course, always check out our full-length reactions where you can sync up the footage with your own copy of the episode. We also have early reactions for The Legend of Korra where we are several episodes ahead. It's all over on Patreon, and the link is down in the description below. All right.
By the way, this is a stain.
Oh.
I know. I don't care.
Yes.
Simple as that.
Yeah. Just noticed, and it's like, nah, don't want to change it. Fuck it. Here we go. Holy shit, they're moving fast.
He has the Avatar on the run.
Whoa.
We will live in a world where everyone is finally equal.
Sure.
United forces are on their way.
Those are not equalists.
No. Nope.
You two were gone a while.
We were doing reconnaissance.
Whatever.
Oh yeah.
Welcome back. Hope you worked up an appetite, because dinner is served.
Oh yeah, wait, we met that guy before. In the first episode or something, or second.
I culled it from the finest dumpsters the city has to offer.
Oh. Well, Papa don't mind.
No, he's probably used to dumpster diving.
You're the most loyal, brave, and selfless person I've ever known.
I think you're pretty incredible too, but you already knew that. I should probably try to get some sleep.
Me too. Good night.
Marco,
Good night.
not an issue that you like Korra, just you need to figure things out with Asami first, or at least just talk to her, tell her. Be honest.
Next.
Whoa. Those poor people.
Once the United Forces arrive, we need to be ready to help in any way we can.
They're here.
Whoops.
Whoops. They are. Oh, there we go.
Amon had to know we were coming, so why aren't we meeting any resistance?
Wait a second. Where are the Equalist airships?
It's a trap.
Come on, realize it.
What's fucking... Oh, mines?
It's a trick.
Okay, a trick, not a trap, but close. Oof. Go, Korra.
What is that sound?
Oh, here comes the
The
airships. No. Airplanes.
Where does Hiroshi find the time to keep inventing new evil machines?
Damn.
That's a hit or a couple.
Several hits, yeah. Get. Damn. So much for them coming to the rescue. This is brutal. At least they are able to repel some of them.
Nicely done.
Oh no, Iroh! Just about to call him Zuko, but
It's all right. I've got you.
You saved my life. Thank you. Amon is winning so far, but we're not out of the fight yet.
I like this man's confidence.
A second wave of reinforcements is on the way, but I need to warn them.
And who is the recipient of this top-secret message?
Commander Boomy, 2nd Division of
Boomy!
Imperial Forces.
Tenzin's brother?
Yes.
Tenzin's brother. Boomy, yes, of course.
The airfield must be somewhere over this mountain range.
Everyone get ready. We leave at dawn.
Take out the airfield.
It's time to take down my father. I'm sick and tired of hiding from Amon. It's time I face him.
That's not a good plan. We need to stick together. This is not a mission you should be handling alone.
She won't be. I'm going with you.
You don't have to do that.
Yes, I do.
My grandfather would respect the Avatar's instinct. So will I.
Take good care of Bolin for me.
Oh. Whoop.
I'm sorry things got so messed up between us. I want you to know how much I care about you.
I care about you too.
Damn, they're just going straight for Amon.
There's Amon.
We need to get into the temple. Then, when he returns,
We ambush him.
Something's telling me this is not gonna go the way they planned.
Nah, probably not.
Amon wants extra security at the arena today.
We'll be there, sir. I know another way in.
we're not alone up here.
Oh!
Chalak.
Harlock? Are there other prisoners on the island?
No,
And what makes you so special?
I'm Amon's brother.
Oh!
Oh.
Okay, so there is some sort of...
He's a waterbender and a bloodbender, just like I was.
What?
It all began with my father, Yakone. He assumed a new identity and settled down in the Northern Water Tribe. That's where he met my mother. Amon was the firstborn, under the name Noatak. I was born 3 years later. Noatak was a good-natured kid, always looking out for me. Even back then, my brother wanted everyone to be treated fairly and equally.
The most powerful and feared form of bending in the world. It was declared illegal thanks to that coward, Katara. Our family has the strongest line of bloodbenders in history. You must avenge me. That is your purpose in life.
The good days were behind us.
Damn, this guy's really not winning any Father of the Year awards.
We practiced constantly, and I hated every minute of it. I had no stomach for manipulating helpless animals. My brother, however, he was a prodigy, mastering my father's psychic bloodbending technique by the time he was 14.
Psychic bloodbending.
Whoa.
A whole new level of cruel.
Damn.
Our father pushed us to extremes, and one day, he made us bloodbend each other.
No attack. Go.
What the
Why?
That felt awful. I don't want to
do that to anyone.
I'll teach you a lesson, you insubordinate. How dare you bloodbend me?
What are you gonna do about it? You're the weak one.
Ooh.
Noah, don't leave, please. Noah!
We thought he perished in that storm. My mother was never the same after the loss of my brother. My father stopped training me. With Noatak gone, his hopes for revenge withered, and he passed away a few years later.
That's one of the saddest stories I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Avatar Korra, I am truly sorry for all that I did to you. I thought I was better than my father, but his ghost still shaped me. I became a soldier of revenge. I think Amon truly believes bending is the source of all evil in the world.
Because of his father.
Amon is your brother.
He somehow uses blood bending to take people's bending.
I don't know how he does it.
If we expose him as a bender in front of all his supporters... Thank you for your help.
Amon can't know anyone spoke with me. Defeat him. Put an end to this sad story.
Damn, that took a turn. Whew.
And it's over. What the hell?
Damn it. Okay, yeah, skeletons in the closet. Indeed.
Talok's in the closet.
I was really curious whether or not we were going to get into Amon's background and who he really is in the penultimate episode. I was sure they're going to get to it at some point, like before the last episode of the season. So yeah, maybe in that one. But no, we got the whole story.
Yeah, and I think you even said it at one point that you thought that Talok and Amon was the same person. I would say it was not the same person.
Yeah,
for
same
sure,
person,
but...
or at least working together, or they had some sort of prior like knowledge of each other, and yes, definitely. And Talok thought his brother was dead and gone for a long while. So it wasn't until recently that he found out that he is alive and he is indeed Amon, the one who's been running around and doing all this stuff. And yeah, I really didn't expect to get like that sort of story, and a very sad story indeed. Holy fuck, that was brutal to watch.
Yeah.
Just the way that Yakone, he was treating his two sons. And he is definitely the root of all of this. If it wasn't for him, then yeah, we wouldn't have all of these problems. So yeah, just the connection there between the present and the past is just very much there still. And what Aang wanted Korra to see is just, yeah, very relevant. That really makes a lot of sense. And just seeing Talok like that and explaining it and actually being sorry about the way he went about things and what he did, and he's realizing that he never really escaped that shadow of his father and what he shaped him to be, like this tool of revenge, and not really just seeing him as like his son or like as his sons, not treating them like that at all. So it's no wonder that they turned out a little bit messed up, both of them.
A little bit?
Yeah, we still don't know exactly what it is Amon is doing to like remove people's bending, but he is using the blood bending to do it in some way, at least like the techniques of blood bending.
Yeah, so but I can't help but think that the way that Aang did it and the way that avatars are used to, they can take away someone's bending is by removing the chi.
Yeah.
And I also I was actually about to question it right in the beginning that, wow, that went quick. Like the way he's doing it is quick.
Yeah, compared to.
Yeah, because we saw Aang doing the whole, and it was like trying to take over each other's chi and, the whole, the whole spiel.
With Osai, yeah, that was a.
It was a long, or at least a longer battle between the two chis. And I can't help but think that maybe the way he's using blood bending is just cutting off, not necessarily removing the chi, but just cutting off the access to the chi, maybe through blood bending.
Oh yeah,
and
so sorry.
And if we can reverse that in
Yes.
benders, maybe the benders can get that bending back.
Exactly.
I have a terrible feeling that, or not a terrible. I have a hope that at least this is the case, and that they're actually able to, because it's not truly like removing the chi, but
it does seem like, yeah, it's a different process than what Aang is doing. So, and we got that with the lion turtle explaining it, and bending someone's soul, and you have to be pure, and your resolve has to be stronger than the one you're trying to like bend, so to say. And yeah, that doesn't really seem like that's exactly what Amon is doing. So maybe you are right. Maybe he's using blood bending to not exactly take away people's bending, but just close it off, block it off, make it so that they're not able to use it until maybe someone gives them that access again, or teaches them how to gain access to their bending again.
Yeah, and we've seen it, or at least you're that far in Naruto now, where we can relate it to someone there. We can relate it to the gentle fist where you block the chi.
Oh yeah.
Or it's called the chakra.
Yes, in Naruto. But yeah, the stuff that Neshi did, and Hinata, and yeah, that bloodline. So yeah, there's definitely not a connection, but at least a
similar thing.
Yeah, we can compare it to that, something we've seen in something else. So that's
potentially, right?
Potentially, yeah,
potentially.
Potentially. But that is really interesting, and it opens up some more doors when it comes to this, and the fact that maybe some of the people who've lost their bending, they can get it back, because a lot of people are really losing their bending. We saw that big line of people where Amon, he was just going through them one after the other and doing it very fast as well. So once again, it does seem different than what Aang was able to do and what we've seen Aang do. Also, even in this series, we saw him do it to Yakone, and that seemed like a bit of a different process as well. Maybe, or that was at least not. We didn't get the same like visually as we did with Osai.
No.
Either way, it's a theory. We'll see if it pans out. But something that definitely, like that wasn't the only thing that happened in this episode. The whole story and Tarlok telling it. We also, like, at the very beginning, we had the whole fleet show up with General Iroh at the helm.
Mm-hmm.
And they just they sailed straight into a trap with a lot of mines. And then Sato had been able to just come up with a new invention, which is something that we're familiar with, like airplanes. So that was not good, but at least there are more reinforcements on their way, led by Boomy this time, Tencent's brother.
Mm-hmm. That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, meeting that guy and seeing if he's really like the reason why he's named Boomy, or if he has like some sort of personality traits that's kind of similar to Boomy, and maybe he's a little bit off. Or
Katara, because
yeah. It is their kid. Of course. It's could be fun if he's a little bit cuckoo. Just I miss Boomy and so many of the other characters. But before they get there, they have to make sure. Or Iroh, he wanted to make sure that they don't just, like, the same thing is not going to happen twice and just going straight into another trap. So, yeah, they're going on some missions.
So we have one part that was going to try and clear the airfields.
Yes, making sure that at least those, airplanes, that they're not going to be an issue in the same way. So, going to take care of the airfield. And then, of course, we had Korra and Mako initially going to take out Amon, but realizing that, no, that's not the way to do it. And I think it is actually a pretty good plan they come up with now that they know something about him that they didn't before. So they finally have a leg up on him and can maybe out him as a bender in front of everybody. And that's going to go against everything that Amon has been trying to... And it's really smart this way, because the power about Amon, of course, except his crazy skills, bloodbender skills and all this thing, the power of Amon is the people. Yeah.
And everybody rallying behind him, and him taking out benders, so like the bending force is a lot smaller.
Yeah.
And yeah, so the his big force, or what's it called, like advantage, is the people.
Yes.
So trying to go and say, hey, everything you thought he was, he's not.
Yeah, if you can turn all of his followers against him, then that's gonna make it way easier to deal with the guy, I think. Because, as you said, yeah, that is his big advantage, is he has the trust of the people at the moment, it seems, or a lot of them. So going after that, and it is nice to see that, yeah, Korra is learning a lot, and being more patient and being more strategic, and not just going in just guns blazing almost. That's it's really good to see. And then just real quick, when it comes to Mako and Asami, I don't know if that was sort of like a, we drifted apart here. I still care for you, but we're not really boyfriend and girlfriend. We're not an item any longer. It seemed like she was just slowly coming to the realization, just watching Mako and Korra interact during this episode and the previous couple of episodes. And then Mako, hopefully as well, also realized that, like I can't have it both ways.
No, and you could see the way they were snapping up with Naga when they couldn't sleep. That there is like this classical kissing moment, and
leaning in.
And Korra, I think it was very grown up of her just saying, "Hey, I need to go." Before because he was starting to lean a little bit, and then she was like, I'm out.
That was real good.
That was
real good, and it wouldn't have been. Yeah, that would have been a mistake if he had just kissed her right there and then. So I think at least just not talking everything through with Asami, because that's not what they did at all. But it does seem like that they came to a mutual agreement, sort of, that we care for each other, but
possibly.
Yeah,
I can see it go both ways. Or well, at least I can see how it was definitely not a goodbye, and I can also see how it was definitely a goodbye.
Yeah.
Because I don't think, or at least that would be very unrealistic if you just end on that note, that you would have to talk it through, or at least process your feelings, because this is a huge deal.
But maybe wait a little bit with that, because there is a lot going on, and just the thought, like with Asami, her going to take out her own father, that's a lot to deal with as well. So she's dealing with a lot. Mako's dealing with a lot as well. They all are. So they'll probably get around to talk about it at some point after all of this is said and done. Hopefully. We'll see.
That would be the best thing, at least.
It would be. So now I'm just curious about what's going to happen in this last episode then. So if you don't have
I do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because you know me, I like to go into the depth of like
the nitty-gritties of some of the stuff.
Psychology and everything, because of we learned that Talok and Amon and Jakun, it was like a whole an abuse thing. And I think it definitely made me change my perspective a little bit of both Talok and Amon. And I think it was quite interesting this way, because seeing this abuse, because it was abuse, of his kids, like his sons, and you can see just how little they wanted to do this whole the bloodbending thing.
Yeah.
And him forcing them to do it. And Talok just breaking down multiple times, saying, I can't do this. I don't want to do this to another person, like, ever. So, and I truly believed him. And I truly believed that he was sorry for hurting Korra. It was really hard.
Yeah, he knows what it feels like to be bloodbended, and he even said, like, I don't want to do this to anyone. That was horrible.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone to experience this shit. And even Amon, sorry, what was his real name? Noatak? Yeah. He was a real good kid in the beginning, and he was very caring, and he always wanted like people to be equal, standing up for his brother, just and still kind of doing that, of course, later on when he started freaking bloodbending Yakon. But he also, it changed him a lot, this whole process. And he went from being this very caring and warm kid to being just kind of closed off and cold and being able to, that scene with the poor wolves where he just bloodbended them like that and didn't really seem to care in the same way, where like it really affected Tarlok. So
but you could see the way that he looked at Tarlok, and while Tarlok was explaining this whole thing with, well, he has a burden that I don't have because I suck at this, and I'm my father, even my own father says I'm weak. Not weak at all, because I think it requires a lot of strength to
stand up,
resist to your abuse in that way. But he had the burden of being the favorite. And him having to meet certain expectations, set by their father, and a very abusive father, and this whole process of course also just being violent. It desensitizes you, and we could see that he went from this warm, loving person, and then he just broke down more and more and became cold and distant. And I think it's a way like you're shutting yourself off when you have to do horrible stuff. Then you're shutting yourself off and you desensitize and you dehumanize, and whether or not it's completely on subconscious. And then also when Tarlok said in the end, he was like, I actually do believe that Amon believes that bending is
actually the root of all evil.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I can totally see why he would think that and why he believes that, because he was abused with the most powerful, most horrible power of bending. And he's like, if people are doing this.
He grew up with like the worst example of what bending is, what it can be. So if that is his picture of like what a bender is and how they behave, and that's how he grew up. So it just makes a lot of sense why he thinks that way. But him, at least, and we've said it a couple of times now, being a good kid before that, like maybe there's something to save in there. Maybe you can actually save the guy and put him on the right path once again. Maybe
it's gonna be hard to break out of.
Because he's very focused on his mission and what he wants to do, and just eliminating benders altogether.
Yeah, and perhaps he's even, maybe because he's grown up like this and he was taught bloodbending and he was very powerful. He was like a prodigy of bloodbending. Maybe that's why he has come to perhaps seen himself as the villain all this time. That's why he is trying to be the villain, of course, but like with good intentions. Maybe he was already like, I'm using my bloodbending for to do something that's horrible to these people, but I'm actually saving these people, and because I am already evil, or I'm already tainted, I can do this. I am actually able to do this without
I can be this faceless
something.
person, like the guy behind the mask, just the simple Amon doing all of these things, and really not being his own person in the same way. Like he just took a whole new identity. And that's definitely also a way to shut yourself off from everything that is in your past and all. Like, it's some deep stuff, definitely. But it was real interesting to get that whole background, like all the skeletons in the closet from that family and how it all fit together, and why maybe Amon is the way that he is, and Tarlok as well. Like, it makes a lot more sense now. But that's gonna do it for this reaction and review of The Legend of Korra, Book 1, Chapter 11, Skeletons in the Closet. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you very soon. Bye.
Bye.